Thank you to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to Xavier Zamora, Victor Vegas, Victor, Velimir Brockovich, Troy Smothers, SafeMoon Oz, and Murad Shaker for being higher level patrons. You can join that for as little as $1 a month. There is a link down in the description. Thank you, everybody. We did hit 50 patrons. In fact, we're now on 52, so we're working towards that 100 mark. Also, thank you to my YouTube members. You can click the join button down below if you would like to join that. Please keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you guys to go do your own research. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into the news. This has to do with the SafeMoon blockchain. And there's been some recent statements today, actually, that has been stated by the CEO of SafeMoon over in the Discord. Let's go ahead and go over those. This started off with one individual who said, "Can you tell when roughly blockchain?" Right here. And in response to that, we then had, let's go ahead and go here. We had Capentanos, I think is how you say that. Don't think he will answer to that. He will answer about pineapple pizza, though. So then John is probably like, all right, well, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and answer this. So John responded saying the actual coding of it has not been started. Again, that's the last 10%. 90% of it's prep work. We are finishing a few products so we can finalize what nodes will look like, but can confirm it will not be proof of work. If we wanted to yeet a blockchain into existence, we could, but that is not the way. It is making sure the pieces support the entire ecosystem. This is the way. This includes the mesh network, SafeMoon Connect, wallet, etc., and yes, wind turbines. Guys, I'm not going to beat around the bush on this. This raises a big question, and I would say a concern. What was Thomas's involvement? I know Thomas is not involved with the team anymore. He hasn't been for a while. John even had responded to somebody in the Discord very recently saying, yeah, Thomas does not work with the company anymore. Supposedly, the blockchain was basically done. Remember, what was Thomas's role? He was Chief Blockchain Officer. That was his title. That's the thing that he had as a designated role. What happened to that? It's either A, he didn't do his work properly, or B, the company decided to pivot and go in another direction. And I just don't know how to read something like this because John is saying the coding of it has not been started. What was he doing the whole time? If he didn't write a single line of code for this, unless John is over-exaggerating somehow, but how do you over-exaggerate a statement like that, saying that the coding of it has not been started? So this, for me as an investor, I am frustrated by this. Let's go and talk about the other elements. He said, again, that's the last 10%. Well, he said again, when did he ever make the remarks about the blockchain? And there's very little that goes into that. From what I remember, he had stated about the exchange, saying that the exchange doesn't really require a lot of work to be able to get it to be made. But there's a lot of other stuff that goes in with that. So here he's saying it for the blockchain. So, okay, it's only 10% of that, but why hasn't anyone started on this? Is it because all the prep work that they're doing, there's too many uncertain questions, and so because of that, where you actually start for the lines of code to create that function that interacts with these things, you don't know exactly where to start because you still have to get these things established, and then once you have it established, then you can do designations. That's what it kind of sounds like to me, but I just don't understand what happened with Thomas, what happened with his role, the stuff that he did right. Is all of that just completely scrapped? They went another direction. I personally would love to know an answer like this from John, like a straightforward answer. No cryptic thing, no diverting. I would just love to know, honestly, straightforward, did they decide to go with a different direction of the code instead of what Thomas had worked on? I would love to know that answer. I'm just being real, guys. Like, come on. I'm invested in this too. I want some transparency. I know that they're trying to be as transparent as they can on things because you do have NDAs. Let's just be real. Non-disclosure agreements when you're working with third parties and stuff like that, you can't just tell your community because they want to know. It just doesn't happen. But I'm hoping that this is one of those circumstances where he can touch on it a little bit more. So he goes on, he says, we are finishing a few products so we can finalize what nodes will look like. I told you guys recently on my channel, I love nodes and node projects. So I'm curious to see if they're going to kind of approach it in a similar fashion to some of these other node projects I've been really excited about. But he says, but can confirm it will not be proof of work. He has stated before that it will not be proof of work. He had actually said that it will be something close to it, but he said it will not be proof of work. So I do remember that. He said if we wanted to yeet a blockchain in existence, we could, but that is not the way. It is making sure that pieces support the entire ecosystem. This is the way. This includes the mesh network. So think about this. The mesh network, SafeMoon Connect, the wallet, and the wind turbines. Those are 4 different elements all trying to be flushed out. SafeMoon Connect being a very sophisticated system as far as the mesh network goes. I'm not sure how complicated that'll be, but its integration with the wind turbines for sure is going to be interesting. And then you have the wallet itself. So creating those different elements, one thing to keep in mind is that the SafeMoon Connect is actually about 3/4 of the way done. And let's go ahead and read through the rest of this here. So as far as the blockchain goes, he goes on to say the estimation is indeed for launch this year. Again, there is a hardware component we are finishing first. All right, and then he has a couple other remarks on this. Let's see, where did it go? He kind of sprinkled it in throughout all this stuff. So he says the estimation is indeed for launch this year. And then we go to the first page. And it was right here where he says Thomas is no longer an employee of SafeMoon. We wish him well in the future endeavors. Another response. Somebody said, John, blockchain in the next 3 months. It's not a hard date. It's a softie. And then John said publicly, no, we are working on a hardware component. All will be talked about in due time. He says, we know how to yeet, but we always aim to yeet responsibly. And then he just kind of finishes up by saying, but to be honest, if we get it done faster, it could be within the next 3 months. So theoretically, it could happen within 3 months. I know as part of the old roadmap that it was going to happen before the end of 2021. Here we are, we're more than halfway done with Q1 of 2022. So this is looking like it could be going into potentially Q3 of this year, between Q2 and Q3, depending on, I guess, the circumstances of everything. So I think then this raises another question of the exchange. Do they plan on launching the exchange before the blockchain? I don't know what their intention is with that, because if the exchange is going to come out after the blockchain, well then guys, we're looking at, the same thing, 3 months or more, potentially sooner, but it's not sounding very optimistic. We'll have to wait and see. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. I do have referral links in the description. If you want to get free crypto or free stock, feel free to check those out. I would love to know what you guys think about this. I'm frustrated a little bit, but you know what? I got other things going on in my life, so it's not like, oh my God, this kind of a thing with this. But it'd be nice if this did take off sometime soon. It just isn't really sounding like there's the stuff coming out tomorrow. Mandala is right around the corner, so that's good news. Maybe we can get listed some other exchanges. The Wallet Connect, there's other elements that are in play here for sure. NFT series. So be optimistic about those things. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Click the bell icon so you know whenever we go live. God bless, and I will see you in the next episode.